Sports Chasers Podcast. Coming to you live and direct with your host and your moderator, Kevin L. Warren. This is a real sports podcast for real fans.
Good morning. Merry Christmas. Hope everybody's had a good Christmas. It's the Sports Chasers Podcast. Hey, it's the fourth and short segment, week 16 review. Hey, your host and moderator, Kevin L. Warren. We got Dan, and it's just me and Dan this morning, looks like. Got a lot to get into, and Dan's laughing.
We can talk about a lot more games than today.
Yeah. We can get into a lot of games today, right? We don't have the whole host of folks, man. But with that said, Dan, what's going on, brother? How are you, sir?
Doing good. Just got home, doing the job. So we're gonna try to stay awake a little bit here. Be on my toes.
Try to stay well. With that said, we're gonna move right into things. Dan's gonna give them to me again. The New York Giants went to Minnesota over the weekend, Saturday, and played the Vikings, and they lost 27-24. That game was a very good game. I believe the Giants, Daniel Jones, he played very good, in my opinion. He was 30 of 42. 30 of 42, excuse me. 334 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. Saquon Barkley was 14 of 84. When we get to the Vikings, Kirk Cousins, 13 of 48, 299 yards, 3 TDs. He was pretty outstanding. Justin Jefferson with the receptions, and he had a big TD reception at the end of that game. So the Giants lose to the Vikings 27-24. The Giants are still in the playoff picture because the Commanders and the Seahawks all lost. So the Giants are still in the driver's seat. Dan, what you think about this game with the Vikings and the Giants?
Well, looking at the game, like you said, I thought Jones played a good game. You had a couple costly drops.
Yes.
Guy should have made the catch. Your receivers overall, though, they played really well. Like that Hodgins, he played really well. Was that Richie James? He played really well. Even Slayton, even though he only had 4 catches, I mean, he played well. But it's turnovers, man. The turnovers got you. I think it was the fumble that was it, or was it? No, it was the interception.
It was the interception, and it was a costly interception. That's the only one he threw of the game. And Richie James is the one I believe that had the 2 costly drops for the Giants. But not to take anything away from the Vikings, who played well on his right, and then it took a 60-yard field goal.
Yeah,
61-yard field goal to beat them. And if it's not me, do you think like field goal kickers they're just getting better?
Well, you look at any of the sports, there's so much more. Like before, in hockey, those guys were smoking and drinking beers between periods.
Right.
But now it's a year-round thing, and it's just not weightlifting. It's, working on agility and speed stuff. And guys are stronger. Before, the kickers really didn't probably work out other than come to training camp and kick a few during the day. And now it's more of, people are taking it seriously, like a profession, working at their craft, and some of these guys got some, big legs. And that field goal that dude kicked, man, I was like, damn. But, my question is if Justin Jefferson is the man, you got to double him. And Hawkinson, the tight end, he played really well too.
Oh, he had an awesome game. Yeah. He really did. Like you said, go ahead, Dan.
No, I was gonna say you got to try to take him away, or at least make it more difficult, because that's where Cousins is going all the time.
Yeah, like I said, Jefferson had 12 receptions, 133 yards, 1 TD, and 16 targets. So like you said, that's his man. And T.J. Hawkinson, like you said before, Dan, he had 13 receptions, 109 yards, 2 TDs. He also had 16 targets. So between Jefferson and Hawkinson, that's 32 times they're looking at each other. So,
And that catch he made,
oh man, yes,
through the defender, man, that was a really nice catch.
that was a good hellified catch that he did, man. So the Giants remain in the playoff picture. Like I said, the Commanders and Seattle, the Seahawks lost. But don't look now because we're going to go to the next game. The Packers, who have won a couple of games, if I believe if the Giants lose one, if the Packers win out and the Giants lose one, the Packers get in. But we'll go to that. We'll go to the Packers and the Dolphins here. Next game, the Packers and the Dolphins. The Packers traveled to Miami yesterday and won, beat the Dolphins 26-20. Hold on, we got Eric. We got the angry one. Angry one, what's good, man? How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. What's going on with y'all, man?
Good, man.
You're doing good, man.
Good, man. We just went over the Giants and Vikings, man. What's your thoughts on the Giants and Vikings, bro?
Well, hold on. I'm having technical difficulties because I can't see nobody. Hold on.
Okay. But you can hear us though, right?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Hold on.
Okay. Thanks. Shout out to Ryan for chiming in.
Yeah, I'm out and about, so the signal might not be the best. Hold on a second. Hold on.
Okay. So before we hold on a second. Let's get into that. I was saying the Packers traveled to Miami and played the Dolphins on yesterday, and the Packers with the 26-20 victory over the Dolphins. We'll circle back, Eric, to you with the Giants and Vikings game. Aaron Rodgers was 24-38, 238 yards, 1 TD. A.J. Dillon rushed for 11-36. But Alan Lazard, 61 yards. Christian Watson, 49 yards. It's safe to say that, and I think Watson, he got hurt. The Aaron Rodgers, he spread the ball around. Let's go to the Dolphins stats. One thing you can't do in the NFL is do what, guys?
Turn it over.
Can't turn the ball over, man. Tua Tagovailoa was 16-25, 310 yards, 1 TD, and he threw the ball three times to the other team with the other jersey, which is a no-no. Pretty much, he did not play a very good game, which led the Packers to winning, getting short fields, and giving the Packers a 26-20 victory. The Dolphins did not score a single point in the second half, and that pretty much was it. Dan, what's your thoughts on this game?
Well, like you said, it was a competitive game for the most part, the way they were going back and forth. But like Green Bay, whenever they got the opportunity, they kicked their field goals. Crosby was 4 for 4. They just kept putting points on the board, and then Tua, I have no idea that last interception. There's no way he could have saw that guy because he threw it right to him.
Oh yeah, when he threw it pretty much on his back. Yeah, that was hideous.
And then the fumble hurt him. So they kind of were shooting themselves in the foot there. Like I think they said the last 3 drives that he threw an interception each drive.
D-Dub, who has chimed in, he's not able to be with us today. D-Dub says he played well for Green Bay.
I just want to know if he's got his Giants coffee cup drinking his tears again.
Maybe D-Dub will. And Ryan said that he made terrible reads. Yeah, man. Those all 3 interceptions, Tua did make terrible reads, man. Didn't look good, didn't look sharp. The Dolphins have lost 4 in a row. 4 in a row they have lost. And I don't know if, they are going to be in position to make the playoffs here. Ryan says he predetermined where he was going to ball. He absolutely, Ryan, was how can I say, predetermined, was
locked in.
Yeah, locked in to the receivers and can't do that, man. And Green Bay took advantage of it. Green Bay did have. They say Green Bay was going to have a good, formidable defense in the beginning. We probably haven't seen it. It's probably the best they played all year. And with that said, the Packers also have a slight chance of winning, of getting into the playoffs. Like I said, a couple combinations. The Giants have to lose at least one. They got to win. They got to win the next two. They're in. Okay. So
all I want to say is when we did these picks on Thursday, who was the only one that picked Green Bay?
Hey, you, Dan. Nobody but you, Dan. Yes.
Guess what? They're getting in the playoffs. They're gonna win out. You watch.
D-Dub says about he's going back to the Giants. Dan, that was a game the Giants could have won. Hey, I can't help that the kicker actually did his job, so I'm not mad. Yeah. We were saying how the kicker does in the NFL. They've gotten better. They have absolutely gotten better. So let me move on to the next game here. For all you Cowboy lovers and fans, yes. Oof, y'all won the game. Yes, y'all beat the Eagles. The Dallas Cowboys defeated the Philadelphia Eagles 40-34. Drops the Eagles to 13-2. Cowboys are currently now 11-4. The stats on this game, I thought the Eagles was going to run away with this at first when Dak Prescott threw that interception. It was 10-0. I was like, uh-oh. And to the credit, I give credit to where credit's due. The Dallas Cowboys, they came back. Dak was 27-85, 347 yards, 3 TDs, 1 interception. I talked about that 1 interception. The pick 6. Ezekiel Elliott was 16-55, rushing with 1 TD. Get to the Eagles. Gardner Minshew, he almost pulled it off. He almost pulled it off at beating the Cowboys. Cowboys sent the house on that last play. That pretty much he had to throw it in the back of the end zone to Brown
or
Smith, right? And he was a game away. Credit to the Cowboys. Like I said, they brought the house that last play, and so the Cowboys are 11-4. So with that, go ahead, E. What you say? E's shaking his head. E's out and about. E, what you think about that game?
Yo, I'm gonna just say this, man. Cowboy fans, I know you got the win against your hated rivals, right? But you really should not be have your pom poms up high, doing cheers and all this other stuff, because you should have dominated this game. This was a very entertaining game with a backup quarterback. No shade to Gardner Minshew. Okay,
nope.
I think he played rather well. No, he played better than well. He played great for what he was asked to do, which is basically do everything of the offense that Jalen Hurts does. Right? I didn't see any slight of changes, any major changes into the play calling or the playbook. Everything was open to him, and he did it successfully. Okay. I will say, shout out to the Dallas pass rush, but where was you at for them 3 quarters though? Where was y'all at? Because Philly offensively basically did what they wanted to do. And this was again their backup quarterback. So I say to you all Dallas fans, even though you're feeling good, you back in the hunt, this and that, third, blah, 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 blah. However, do you really think you can beat this team in the playoffs with a healthy Jalen Hurts? Huh? Okay. But Dallas won, man. That's all that matters, right? So, but I would not be too confident if I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan in that team.
What are you saying that's not making you confident as far as their defense, their offense?
The defense, we talked about this, Kev, right? The defense is great when they are leading, when you don't have to worry about the run. Okay, they are not the best at stopping the run. Okay, yeah, you can send a pass rush all day long. Yeah, they got guys that will come flying at you. But when it's nip and tuck like this game has been, the Dallas defense looks very average, to be honest with you. But if they are up by 2-3 touchdowns, oh yeah, they send a pass rush and they're going at it full steam ahead. Oh, they're the greatest defense. Oh, da 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 da. Okay, but what happens when the playing field is even? What happens when the scoreboard is even? Slightly different story when it comes to that Dallas defense. But again, shout out to Dallas. They won the game. It is what it is.
Yeah, I agree with Ryan. Ryan in the comments said Philly was playing with house money. Absolutely, Ryan. Yeah, absolutely right, bro. Yeah, we'll see what the Eagles got next. Let's move on to the next. Go ahead, Dan. I'm sorry.
No, I was listening to E, and he said as long as they have the lead, the defense is good. Let's rewind the clock.
Looks
back.
good.
Let's rewind the clock back 1 week. They were up fucking 17 points against Jacksonville and lost. So,
granted, true.
I don't think it's.
Well,
I don't think that it's easier for Parsons to rush the quarterback and get a rush when they know they're going to pass. This game came down to if they didn't throw 2 interceptions and have 2 costly fumbles, they win this game. And they gave up a 3rd and fucking 30 to T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah.
That's what killed them. It was the turnovers and that play right there. So all the Dallas fans that are like, "Ooh, we're what 12-4, whatever bullshit." They're gonna be one and done. They're gonna be like the Maple Leafs in hockey. They can't get out of the fucking first round.
Let's go back to.
Go ahead.
No, I would just say let's go back to last week. Why did Jacksonville? It wasn't so much the defense, and you're absolutely right about the defense. It's opportunistic, right? They gamble a lot, and when they gamble, sometimes you leave your hand on the fire too long, you get burnt. Last week, if it wasn't for the Dallas offense turning the ball over, Jacksonville wouldn't have been in the game. Now, again, shout out to Jacksonville because they did what they had to do to get back in the game and ultimately win the game. But it was also Dallas offense sputtering as it normally does from time to time to allow Jacksonville to get back in the game.
Well, as being a Steeler fan and the days where we turned the ball over quite a bit, and the defense, it doesn't matter where the ball's turned over. You got to come out and make a stop. You got to stop. Either limit them to a field goal or make them punt. You just can't let them put points up.
I will say to that is Pittsburgh's defense was legendary. Nobody here is saying the Dallas defense is anywhere near that. I was just saying, as far as everybody saying that this defense was great, not nobody on this panel, but just for those out there that's been saying that this Dallas defense has been great.
Amen. Great. Preach on. Amen. Hey.
Let's move on to the next game. Dallas fans, get at us, man. Dallas fans, get at us. The next game we're going to talk about the Detroit Lions came to Charlotte, North Carolina to visit the Carolina Panthers. And the Lions, I don't know what happened, man. Carolina defeats the Lions 37-23.
Oh, you know what happened.
Go ahead, E. Take it away.
I'm going to tell you what happened.
Go ahead, bro.
21 carries, 165 yards on an average of just about 8 a carry for a touchdown. Dante Foreman. 12 carries for 125 yards. 10.4 average. That was Mr. Hubbard. You meaning Detroit defense, allowed 2 running backs to rush over 100 yards. And if I remember correctly, they both rushed for over 100 yards in the first half. Yeah, we all know Detroit is not very good on the road, nor are they very good in trying to come back and win a game. So they had both going on against them, and yeah, that's what happened.
Gotcha. Dan, your thoughts on the Lions and Carolina play?
Well, to East Point, they gave up 320 yards rushing.
Yeah,
Almost 600 yards of total offense to the Panthers. Not saying Panthers are bad, but I mean, I sent a buddy of mine's a Lions fan, and we have a little group chat. I sent a picture of a little kid in like Home Depot putting orange cones down and kicking them because that's what they had on defense out there, a bunch of orange cones. Because it was 15 yards before somebody touched the running back. I mean, it was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's not like the Lions' offense played bad. I mean, Goff had a good game. He had 355 yards and 3 touchdowns. They really didn't run the ball at all, but I mean, when you're giving chunk plays of 15, 20, 30 yards to the running back, yeah, you're in for a long day. And I think it's one of those things maybe that they're not very well, they don't play very well in the outdoors. But, I know they were whining because the field, was too hard. They said if it's like it's like cement, and I get it because those turf fields are garbage because it is like basically painted on a painted parking lot. Yeah. I mean, there's no give to them.
I just said that to DW yesterday. I said, I hate that the Panthers have went to a synthetic field instead of playing the turf, but all my people in Charlotte, we know why. David Tepper, the owner of the Panthers, he's trying to maximize all he can out of that stadium, and with the soccer team and concerts and all that, it's easier to convert your venue to other things when you have that field turf. Let me talk about some of the playoff scenarios here. The Giants win, or for a list of clinching scenarios, the Giants win, or Seattle loss, or Washington loss. Giants get in. Seattle loss plus Detroit loss, Green Bay loss or tie, Washington loss and Detroit loss, and Green Bay loss and tie. It's a lot going on there as far as the Giants. Giants can win. Giants just need to win. My Giants just need to win the game. But going back to that game, Detroit, don't know what happened. Well, we do know what happened. They like you said, orange combs, and they did not play well. And they didn't, and even the coach of the Lions, can't think of his name. He even shouted out the Panthers. Hey, shout out to the Panthers. The Panthers were dead in the water early in the season with all they losing and all that stuff. They look awful. They look horrible. The interim coaches came in, and either the players could have laid down and not packed it in, but no, they have actually played well, and they still remain a game behind the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. In a woeful NFC.
They're going to win that division.
Who?
Carolina.
Yeah, I heard this one. Yeah, yes.
Because they got to play Tampa again, and if they beat them, then they swept them. Yeah. So they could lose the last game and tie, and they'd get the nod.
What would that game? That game is going to be in Tampa, I believe. Because they came.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. E, are you with Dan on that?
I wouldn't be surprised. Like, it doesn't even matter at this point because I don't think neither team could win a game once they get in. But I would much rather see Carolina because where is Tampa? Where is Tampa offensively? Like where have they gone? Be like, I don't understand. Like, I understand you got holes in your offense. Man, I don't want to hear that, man. You almost dead last in every statistical category on offense with the GOAT. I don't want to hear that, man. I'm sorry.
We sing on the show too. We're a variety show. We sing. Listen, it will be. What do you think about some of the folks crying that Tampa or Carolina could host a playoff game?
Stop. Listen. Look, it doesn't happen that often, okay?
Right.
Last time it happened, I believe it was Seattle Seahawks. What was it? I don't even remember how many years ago. They got in at 7-9, something like that, and they actually won a game. Like, listen, man, it doesn't happen that often. Stop your crying, stop your bickering, all this other stuff. This is why you concentrate on winning your division, regardless of your record. Win your division, you get it. It's that simple. Stop that crying. Stop.
Dan, your thoughts?
I mean, I'll probably get some hate for this, but this year you could just disregard the the South division in either the AFC or the NFC, and that's where I think it's kind of like baseball. I'd rather see the top 7 or 8 teams or whatever it is throughout the conference go instead of division winners. And
But the division winners still get in though, Dan.
Yeah, but they're not going to get the home game with a record like that.
I agree with that. Now I agree with that.
I think the way it works out is Dallas is probably going to play the winner of this division.
Yeah, and that game will be a road game for Dallas. Correct.
And they're what?
Win your division. Listen, man, win your division. That's all I got. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Got to win your division.
Let's move on to the last game that we got here to talk about. The Washington Commanders traveled to Santa Clara to play the San Francisco 49ers. The Niners with the 37-20 win over the Commanders. The Niners defense again on display. DA will be very happy. With that, the Niners, Brock Purdy, he continues to guide the ship. 15-22, 234 yards, 2 TDs, 1 interception that wasn't his fault. They ran the ball. Ray McLeod, he had 1 for 71 yards, if you remember. You also had Kittle. Kittle's back in it. Remember Kittle was hurt earlier in the year. He was 6 receptions for 120 yards, 2 TDs, and he had 8 targets. Dan, your thoughts? Oh, let me go to the Commanders. And listen, Washington fans, you should not be down on Taylor Heineke, with his 13 of 18, 166 yards, 2 TDs. He had 1 interception, unfortunately. There was a Carson Wentz sighting. He had to come in 12 of 16, 123 yards, 1 TD. But Dan, your thoughts on the Commanders and the.
Well, this game was a real competitive game too.
Yes.
And my thing is, I don't know who these analytics guys are, but like if Washington would have just taken the field goal when they had the opportunity instead of quick going for 4th and 1s,
yeah,
this game would have been a lot closer. And then the turnover, the interception, and the fumble by Heineke cost them. And then you had, what was it? I'm trying to remember, like the Purdy, that interception he had, that was not his fault at all.
No, correct.
But I did have the laugh about this, that Ray should have had 2 touchdowns.
Oh, for sure.
Because the touchdown that went to Kittle down the middle, he ran right in the way and took the pass. And I saw his post-game interview, and he said, I'm supposed to run, to where the guy is and get covered so to open up the middle. He's like, I lose touchdowns to penalties and whatnot. He goes, so I'm going to get him when I get him. So he goes, yeah, I snatched that one. Because if you look, they're right on top of each other when he catches the ball. Right. But I thought he played really well.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, this Purdy kid,
steadies the ship.
Garoppolo's gone. They're not going to re-sign him now that they know they got this kid.
Right.
And Trey Lance might not get back in. It depends on how he does the rest of the way.
Oh, yeah, you don't start us.
Hey, if he goes into the playoffs and plays well and gets them a couple through the first round, maybe the second round.
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't done anything to prove that he can't handle it.
Right.
He hasn't turned the ball over except for when his guy decides to, not catch it and throw it to the other team, basically just right through his hands and put it right into the defender. But
right.
I like this kid. He's solid.
Yeah, I do too. E, what you got in this game?
I think Kyle Shanahan deserves some consideration for Coach of the Year.
Agreed.
Because of how he has kept this team afloat despite all of the turmoil, all of the injuries. Most teams will just fly by the wayside. They lose their quarterback. Oh my goodness, what are we gonna do? Oh my God, Garoppolo's back. Oh my God, you are down to your 3rd string quarterback who is looking like he belongs in the league as a starter. So I do believe, and now you're getting your defense is healthy, and they looking like a formidable force to be reckoned with in these playoffs.
Yes.
Now I'm gonna say this, man. Washington played hard. Again, when you turn the ball over 9 times out of 10, you're gonna lose the game. Um, and against this defense, man, there's no coming back, man. So Washington, this is what happens when you should have won that game against the Giants last week, but you fumbled the ball then, you fumbled the ball here. I don't have their schedule in front of me, but now it's looking bleak for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, but again, the ship in Santa Clara is sailing right on to the top. And again, I still say that this is the only team that will give the Philadelphia Eagles, healthy Philadelphia Eagles, a problem. So we will see. But good win for San Fran. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing, beating the teams that is less than thou. And yeah, we'll continue right along and see how this progresses. And I think Dan hit the nail on the head. They have it's a good position to be in. You got 3 good quality quarterbacks, I guess you could say. You really don't know much about Trey Lance yet, but this is a good issue to have. Is you got this quarterback, you got that quarterback. Which one you gonna let go? Which one you gonna play? Da 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 da. So it's looking good for San Fran fans.
Yep, looking good. Let me talk about this real quick. The Titans lost to Houston Saturday. I'm just talking about it from the standpoint that the Jaguars now lead the AFC South, and the angry one is shaking the head real quick before we get out here. E.
I'm gonna just say this real quick. I don't want to be long-winded, but this is Nashville, Tennessee was my second home. 615 stand up, but you're sitting down right now. You're laying down right now. I don't care if it's Malik Willis. What you talking about, Willis? I don't care what Willis you got out there. You are supposed to win this game if you're the Tennessee Titans. I'm sorry. I know Jacksonville is good and they're upcoming, but I think we all agree that they are a year or two ahead of schedule. But here they are. Bad loss it's a bad loss, not because of Jacksonville is a trash team, because we all know that they are not. But this is a bad loss for Tennessee because the aspirations for them going deeper in the playoffs this year was high. So,
right.
Yeah.
Dan,
so.
your thoughts real quick before we get out of here.
Well, they've got Houston next week or this coming week, and then they have Tennessee the last game of the season. So I think that will be the play-in game as to who represents the AFC South.
Right.
But like I said, when we talked about this at the beginning of the year with the different teams, and I picked them to win some games this year, I think Doug Peterson has really been able to, here's the thing. So you got a young quarterback. Urban Meyer basically destroyed him the first year. Now you get Peterson. Then you get Peterson in there. He's an offensive-minded coach and can help this kid. And he's basically been, mentoring him on how to play the position of quarterback. Right. And you want to look at other teams that are in the league that have young quarterbacks that had rough seasons, the year before. And what's the Jets doing with Wilson? Nothing. It's one of those things where you get in the right situation, the right coach, and I think Jacksonville's going to be a team to be. That's going to be the team of the South, probably for the foreseeable future. Once right. they get it worked out, because they got a good defense, and Lawrence is only going to get better. And I think Tennessee's on the verge of going the other direction.
Yeah, well, yeah, because there's no quarterback play, which is huge when you don't have quarterback play. So, with that said, we got to get out of here. It's 4th and short for a reason. Go ahead, Dan. Dan had one more point before.
I had just one more thing.
Yes,
and I'm going to choose my words wisely here.
Uh-oh.
I would like to say that the NFL Network sucks. You just had Franco Harris pass away. They had the ceremony for his retirement of his jersey at halftime,
Yep.
and they didn't show on the NFL Network. They didn't show any of it, which
Nope.
I thought was complete bullshit.
Nope. And Dan's not only saying that as a fan, but I said the same thing too. How do you not show that? What I don't understand. Steeler fans, get at me, get in the comments later on. Yeah, I don't understand. The Immaculate Reception, the 50-year anniversary of that. I don't understand. So thank you, Dan. And rest in peace, Franco Harris, who actually passed away before the ceremony on Saturday, to his fans. So, to the Steel Curtain and all those great Steeler championship teams in the 70s and 80s. Shout out to them, man. And shout out to the Franco Harris's family. May he rest in peace, man. But with that said, hey, remember to like, click, and subscribe to this podcast. If you really like what's going on, we're trying to do some big things. This will be our last show for the year 2023. We are off on Thursday. Yes, get fellas off. We're off. We will reconvene on next Monday with Fourth and Short again in the new year. Remember to, I also said, like, click, and subscribe, also to all the podcasts. And hey, if you really like what's going on, hey, support us. We got some merchandise coming out here. Probably the first or second week of the new year. As you said, we got some shirts. Dan got on the sweatshirt. We got on the hats. Be able to purchase this stuff on our website or go down to the YouTube page. Just click and rock our gear and support us, man. We're trying to do some big things when it comes to sports talk. I enjoy it. I think it's therapy for me. And the way how we talk about it, and we don't, we're not a debate show. Shout out to those that debate, but we don't do that. We actually talk and converse and have good, stimulated conversation when it comes to the world of sports. Sometimes we might, get a little spirited, which is great. But we come with the facts, and we research stuff, and wouldn't have it no there. So, happy New Year to everybody. Party shots. I'm going a little bit longer than that. E, you got anything?
Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year. See y'all next year.
Got it. Dan, anything?
About the same. Happy holidays. Everybody be safe. Take care. See you next year.
Got it, man. So, on behalf of myself, I'm Kevin L. Warren, your host and moderator. For Dan, James, Eric, the Angry One, Dale D-Dub in his absence, Dorian, the DA in his absence, Mike Mills in his absence. Hey, also thanks and shout out to all the contributors that have come through this year on the show. Ryan, who does our NBA, appreciate you, man. Derwin, who does the golf. Hey, man, appreciate you too, brother. Thank you so much. All you guests, all you super fans, thank you. Let's make it a big and better year 2023. God bless. Y'all be good. See y'all in the new year. Y'all be good. This is Sports Chasers Podcast. We out of here.